Hey you guys, so coming out is and I am here to tell you all about it. I waited a whopping 20 years or so to decide to finally come out, and honestly it was probably the best decision I've ever made in my life. A lot of people have been asking me recently, kind of through Periscope, YouTube, all that, kind of how my coming out experience went and if I'm gay and this, that, and the other. The answer is yes. And I came out to my mom, I think 3 years ago now. I actually came out on National Coming Out Day on Instagram publicly. But prior to that, I had come out to, of course, you know, a few friends, and I finally decided to come out to my mom. She was actually in the hospital. I know that sounds so sad. Cue sad music. But it was actually for just like a checkup. We were there, and I decided, because I had kind of like a crush on somebody, and I decided that it was probably time, if I wanted to pursue this person that I was liking, to tell my mom about it, because, you know, I want to be able to ask my mom for advice, and me and my mom were always really, really close. So I knew I could come out to her. I just think that it was more of like a personal restraint myself. Like, are you sure this is what you want to do? This is a label for life. This is something for life. You can never go back kind of deal, you know? So I was just a little nervous myself coming out. I don't think that it was really like pressure from the world. I mean, of course in high school it was, but I came out after high school. Because in high school, I think I was very scared, and I was really nervous. I didn't want to be branded as something. I didn't want to have that connotation behind my name. Not that it's a bad thing, but, you know, previously, like a lot of people, it is kind of a negative thing. Like, I mean, you get bullied, of course. You have people call you names, of course. I talk like this all day long, and I like walk around like this all day long, and I have only girlfriends. So I kind of already, people knew that I was gay, but I didn't want to feed into it and tell people, if that makes sense. So I just kind of brushed it off. Granted, I was never in school anyways. I was like working almost full time, so I thought that I was super, super glamorous and could go anywhere I wanted in the world. So I'm like taking trips to New York and buying everything that I want, and never going to school. I did end up graduating, barely, but you know, coming out to my mom, back to that, now that we've skipped all around, I came out to my mom in the doctor's office. She was just there getting a checkup or something. I think something was like wrong with her arm or something. It was nothing like life-changing or super crazy. And she started by, I told her, I have something to tell you, because I had been trying to ramp up to tell her anyways. And my little sister was actually there as well. And I was like, I have something to tell you. And she was like, what? And I was like, well, I don't really know how to say it. And of course, being like all dramatic, I'm like, I don't really know how to say it. And she's like, well, just, you know, tell me what's going on. Is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, everything's okay. I don't know, you know. And she was like, do you like somebody? And I was like, how the hell? How's she know that? I was like, yeah, kind of. And she was like, okay, who is she? And I was like, you see, so, because she had previously asked me, because I guess a bunch of her coworkers were saying that, you know, I was gay. And so she asked me, she was like, Seth, are you by chance gay? Now this was years ago, and I was like, no, 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 I'm not. And so, then when, you know, we ended up talking about it and everything, and she kept guessing. She was like, is it this person? Is it this person? Is it this person? All female names. And my sister was like, it's a guy. And I was like, and my mom was like, is it a guy? And I was like, yeah. And then she was like, it's a guy? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, who? And then I said, we're not gonna name him here. And she was like, oh my gosh. And then she started crying, and it wasn't tears of like, oh my god, my son's gay. Oh my god, he's gay. No. It was more of like, oh my gosh, you know, I can't believe you couldn't tell me. Like, I really want you to be comfortable with who you are. I want you to always be able to be yourself. I feel so bad that, you know, you couldn't tell me. And I hope that you know that it's okay and that we love you and this, that, and the other. And, you know, of course my sister was like saying the same thing, and, you know, because she was younger, but, you know, kind of repeating what she was saying. And that was me coming out to my family, which was honestly not as difficult at all for me. I know for a lot of people that's like the hardest part. I think the hardest part of coming out for me was coming out to myself and understanding that it is okay, and that there isn't a particular kind of gay, and that I don't have to fit into a box, and that I don't have to be a particular person. I can still be whoever I'm gonna be, regardless of what other people think. Like, I don't have to think and be a certain way. And I think that's what scared me, was I didn't want to have to be and think a certain way. So basically that was my coming out to my family. And then of course she told my stepdad, and then that was fine too. He didn't really care. And then the rest of my family, nobody really cared. Like, it wasn't a huge fiasco. They were happy for me, actually. So I really wish everyone could have that experience, because it is so much better. My life is so much better now that I've come out to everybody. I feel so free. I feel like I am able to express myself. I'm able to do whatever I need to do whatever I want to do. I don't have to hide. I don't have to be a secret anymore. Because when you're in the closet, when you're not out, you are a secret. It feels like you're a secret. And you just want to be there. You just want to tell everybody. But at the same time, you're like, should I tell anybody? What do I do? I don't know. And you just kind of back away from the idea, and back away and back away. But when you finally come to terms, and everyone comes to terms at their own pace, so don't be going out there and outing your friends because I said that it's great for me, because everyone has to kind of come to their own terms. It's not something that you just flip the switch and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do it now. It's gotta kind of be natural. It has to be when you're ready. And never let someone pressure you into coming out either, because that can be horrible if you're not mentally ready. Because, I mean, yeah, people are gonna talk about it. Like, people, you know, for me, like, you can go back to my Instagram post, and you can see kind of like, you know, the comments. They were all really positive comments. There was nothing negative. I didn't delete anything off of there. There were no negative comments. Everything was really, really, really positive for me. Now, granted, not everyone has that same experience, but, you know, just depending on when you're comfortable, of course, is when you should come out. That's all that there is to it. And then on top of that, I think that I came out to everybody else when I was, National Coming Out Day, about 3 years ago, I think. And that was the post that I'm talking about that had all the positivity and everything. And that was easy too, honestly. After I knew that my family had my back and I had my best friends who had my back, I came out to a lot of my really good friends. I can't remember exactly coming out to all of them, honestly, because, you know, when you tell a good friend, they're like, oh, wow, really? I didn't know that. You're a gay? While, like, they see me checking out guys all the time, and, like, you know, so a lot of times when you're coming out to your friends, they are the people who know you the best, and so they're not super surprised. So I am so thankful for my friends though. They really had my back through everything. They were really the ones who were my cheerleaders, who were like, you know, it's okay, you know, everybody's gonna be okay, everything's okay, you know. And honestly, ever since I came out, I mean, I've been to different gay clubs, I've been to different, you know, events, and at all of them, once you're out of the closet, there's no going back, because you won't want to go back. You want to be out there, you want to be yourself, you don't want to have to be scared of anything. And there's nothing that will make you scared of anything anymore, because you're just so free. It's like literally a whole new person who was literally hidden behind a glazed over face just decided to come to light. Like, it's so awesome. So my coming out experience was just that. I had a awesome coming out experience. I got no backlash. Of course, every now and then you're going to deal with hate from somebody who doesn't understand life in general and probably has a very, very low IQ score. So you're always going to have to deal with people who are honestly just very ignorant and don't accept you because they don't understand it. They don't want to understand it. And the people like that are not needed in your life. They're not needed in anybody's life. If you cannot just simply accept somebody, look at me fidgeting with my beauty blender. If you cannot just simply accept somebody for who they are, then get them out of your life. You know, you don't need that. You don't need that in your life. You need positivity and someone who encourages you to be who you are. And that's me. So subscribe. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. Subscribe. But yeah, that's my coming out in a nutshell. Everything was really great for me. Everything was really positive. And I know I see a lot of people who have a negative coming out experience, and I'm so sorry for that. But just always remember that you have people around you that do care. You do have people around you who aren't going to judge you. And you do have people around you who are going to be accepting and embrace who you are. And that's who you should be surrounded by. Unfortunately, we cannot always, you know, be born with the best family, some of us, but you can always re-choose your family, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's how that saying goes. You get to pick your friends and your family. Make them your family, you know. Find someone who's going to embrace you. But, alright guys, thanks again for watching. I upload every Thursday. Most of the time, I'm getting more consistent, so I'm going to upload every Thursday. Most of the time, it's going to be later, maybe Friday morning. I don't know. I'll try to be consistent, but it will be every week for sure. If you have any suggestions, comments, concerns, whatever it may be, please leave them below. Thank you guys again for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!